Let's get started on our backs today. Finding a nice, comfortable lying position. Recognize if there's any areas that are starting to awaken, needing some love. Settle yourself in, maybe bend the knees, sway them side to side, and release them on a block or a pillow. And then start to breathe into any sensation that you feel. Breathe heavily into the rib cage. Breathe heavily into the toes, the fingers. Breathe heavily into the neck, to the low back. Start to feel into the sensations. Let's start with some big belly breaths now that we've arrived. Maybe even placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the abdomen or the belly area. Take a couple breaths in your own body and just like feel the rhythm, feel the pace, feel the depth. And after you've done that a couple times, let's put some focus in a couple different areas and see what that does. Everyone's going to feel something different potentially. Everyone's going to, you know, be going at a different pace, breathing at a different pace, but see what it feels like to intentionally send the breath under the palm on top of your chest. So as you breathe in through the nose, filling the lung capacity so that your palm is lifted. And then see what it does to the bottom palm. Do that a few breaths. Fill the palm on top of the chest. Feel your chest rise and fall with intention, right? We do it all the time, but what does it feel like? What changes? What might come up with intentionality? Once you've done that a couple times, then move the intentionality to the bottom palm, the belly palm. And send your breath to expand through the belly, the abdomen, lifting that palm. So it doesn't mean that the other palm doesn't rise or move. It just means your intention is to feel the sensation of the belly pressing into the palm. What's really going on is your lungs are filling and your diaphragm is pushing into the abdomen or the pelvis, and it's lifting your palm, not only with breath, but with organs being pushed together because the lungs are filled to capacity. So engage the sensation, this difference between the two palms. And then after doing that a couple times into the belly, we'll combine. So first, as you inhale, start to lift that chest area, that chest palm, and then fill the belly palm. And then as you exhale, release the belly palm and then the chest palm. Almost like you have this little pump underneath your palms. You're inhaling, feeling that top palm rise and then the bottom palm. The bottom palm release, and then the top palm. Just like the waves that we always talk about our breath, this time you can feel maybe a little bit more of the depth or the nuance. Take a couple more with that rolling breath. And then this part, as you fill your body with breath, see if you can switch the direction. So as you inhale, fill the belly first and then the chest. And as you release, let the chest fall and then the belly. Seems counterintuitive, but just be thoughtful as you breathe and see if you can engage that shift. There's so much that we can do with our minds. What might seem impossible in one moment can become totally intuitive in the next. When you're ready, you can come back to that normal pace of breathing and just see where you naturally go to. Natural pace of breath, nothing forced. Maybe both belly and palm rise at the same time. Maybe they rise more subtly. Maybe they dip more subtly. Do you feel any shift in the sensation since you've really focused mindfully for these past few moments on your breathing? When you're ready, you can bring your palms off the belly and chest and maybe over the head, palms out wide, taking a nice, big, long, deep breath, like a good morning hello to your body. And exhale, just relax everything and feel yourself expel almost every single last bit of air. Maybe do it again on an inhale. Engage, spread the fingers, spread the toes, open through the chest, and then exhale, slowly relax. Find yourself melted into the earth. When you're ready, you can hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice loving squeeze. Take your knees to the outside edges of your frame. Flex your toes towards the shins. Take some nice slow circles with the knees. Maybe they're going the same direction, but sometimes you'll find a little bit more balance. You let them move in the opposite directions. Almost like little moons in their own route around your body. Swap out the direction when you're ready. And then let's take happy baby. So send the knees out wide, soles the feet to the sky. Grab for your toes, the inner arches, the ankles, maybe the backs of the thighs to Hug a little bit deeper. Release your shoulder blades into the earth. Let them prop you up. Maybe find some movement in your happy baby. Swing side to side. Massaging the low back, the hips. And then find some stillness. Close the eyes. Reconnect with that rolling breath that you created earlier. Let your back body press itself into the earth. Feel the natural rhythm of your breath. Let your arms sink heavy. And feel the breath. When you're ready, you can hug your knees back into your chest and then grab for your right shin. Let your left leg go long down the mat. Bring that right knee to the outside of the rib cage. Take a nice squeeze on an inhale breath. Hug tighter at the end of your exhale breath. Do that a couple more times. Send the heels of both feet towards the end of your mat. Flex the toes. Try and keep that left shoulder on the earth. Slowly replace that right foot on the earth. Bend the left knee. Hug the left knee into the chest. Release the right leg long down the mat. Go for the outside of the rib cage. Try and square the chest off. Drop that right shoulder into the earth. Flex both feet. On an inhale, squeeze to the outside of the rib cage, and then exhale, squeeze a little bit deeper. Slowly replace the left leg on the earth. Bend both knees, feet to the earth. Sway the hips side to side, sway the knees side to side. Windshield wipe with your shins. Okay. Now let's hug that right knee again to the outside of the rib cage. Send the left leg long down the mat. Flex both sets of toes towards the shin. Take an inhale breath. Squeeze the thigh closer to the outside of the rib cage. Exhale it out and start to bring the right knee across the body with the left palm. Find that supine twist or grounded twist. Your right hip can stack over the left. Let your right arm go long out to the side. You should feel a nice stretch on the underside of your arm, your bicep all the way through the armpit, the chest. And then relax your gaze. Maybe set your knee on a prop or a block. Feel the difference breathing in this twisted position. Can you expand through the chest to provide some more area in the lungs to breathe while the abdomen is compressed and twisted? Can you settle the mind and focus again on the breath, maybe thinking, filling the lungs at the top and then moving towards the bottom, or vice versa? Whatever felt better in your body. Take another full breath. Inhale all the way back to center. This time come all the way out. Find that tree pose on the earth. So the sole of your foot is going to hug into the inner thigh or calf on the left. You can let your arms out long or up to the sky. You might want to bring a block to the outside of that knee. Try and keep both hips square. Notice if you're lifting the left hip to compensate into the right. Try and bring things around. That might mean you might want to slip a block underneath. That makes it a lot more stable. Let your palms face up. Tuck your shoulders under your back body. You'll notice you can feel a rise in the chest once you do that. Breathe into your palms. Breathe into the soles of your feet. They say where your attention goes, the energy flows. So where you think about sending your breath, you can move it throughout your body, even though there's this natural pace, this natural rhythm. But maybe you awaken something, you feel that sensation a little bit more. Bring your right palm to the outside of the right thigh. Bring your knee back to bend. Find happy baby, but just on this leg. So you're grabbing for the toes, maybe the inside arch or the outside arch, maybe the back of the right thigh. You can outspread your left arm to help you find some balance. Maybe even bend that the left knee, and bring the left foot into the earth. Try and keep the left hip glued to the ground. Try and keep the right shoulder in socket, down and away from the ears. Take a few breaths here. When you're ready, you can hug that leg, hug that knee into your chest, and then start to straighten through the right leg. Bring your palms to clasp behind the thigh. And if your leg was bent, you can keep it there on the left side or maybe straighten it out. Another option is to grab your strap. You can put that on the back side of your right leg, maybe even the right calf. So we're opening up through the back side of the leg. So you can do that just by bringing your palms to the back of your thigh. If you're wanting to open up a little bit more or you have a little bit more flexibility, you can grab for the calf muscle or maybe even the ankle and bring that right thigh closer to the body, or close towards the body, not close, towards. See what you're doing in the shoulders. Release if you're gripping there. Maybe bend the elbows. Pull your leg just a little bit closer. Use that bottom leg as support. Maybe bring the foot into the ground, or maybe press the calf muscle of the left leg, the heel into the earth for support in your balance. Remember to breathe. So option here, if you do have a strap, to place it under your foot. You can start to open out wide to the right with your strap in your right hand. If you don't have a strap, Maybe you bring your palm to the outside of your leg, and you can hold it, engaging the inner thigh a little bit, bending your right elbow into the earth as a prop. If you have length in the arms, maybe you grab for your toes or the outside of your heel and open up wide. Lots of options here. Opening into the underside of the leg, the inner groin. And it doesn't have, it can go anywhere out to the side. It could go out to the side a couple of millimeters. It could go all the way to the earth. Up to you, up to your body. And then before you bring it back in, think about that journey. Engage the left hip in the floor, outreach the left arm for balance, maybe even bend into the left leg. And come back to center. Take one last hug of that right thigh towards the belly, towards the chest. Bend the knee and slowly replace the foot. Windshield wiper left and right. Knees to the sky, feet into the earth. All right, let's take it on the other side. So you can hug that left knee into the outside of the left rib cage. Release the right leg long down the mat. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale it out. After you're empty, start to bring the left knee across the body for a supine twist. The knee can land on a block or the earth, maybe a bolster. Spread your left arm out long in the opposite direction. When you're ready, restabilize that hip and come all the way back to center. Hug the knee into the chest. And then slowly release to that tree pose, bringing the left foot to the inside of the right thigh or calf muscle or inside of the knee. Bring a block to the outside of that leg if it's just hanging there. And then square yourself off, tuck your shoulders under the chest. Bring the palms out wide or maybe above the head. Feel the breeze on your skin like your favorite type of tree. Think about the most beautiful tree you've seen or your most favorite type of tree. Picture its bark as your skin. Picture its leaves as your fingers. Its roots as your toes. Feel the sway side to side around as the air, the wind plays between your branches. When you're ready, you can bring the left palm to the outside of the left leg and then find that half happy baby. So grab for the left toes, the left calf, ankle, back of the thigh. Use your right arm as opposing balance, pressing the back of your palm into the earth, or maybe your palm into the mat. Maybe you bend that right knee. Find a little depth into the inner groin on the left side. And then when you're ready, start to bring the knee back towards center, give yourself a hug, and then straighten out through that leg. Grab for the back of the thigh, calf, ankle, maybe even grab your strap, put it behind the leg, and pull towards the chest nice and gentle. And then if you'd like, if you took it on the other side, you can put the strap around your foot and open wide towards the left side. Maybe you straighten the right leg or bend. You can also just bend into the left elbow, prop up the palm underneath the thigh, open the leg. Maybe you have the arm length or the torso length to grab for the toes or the outside edge of your foot. On an inhale breath, come all the way back to center. Give yourself one more thigh to chest hug. And then slowly release, windshield wiper the feet left and right once again, or the knees. And really take some big rocks. Maybe start to lift one hip off the earth, almost like you're going into a twist. When you're ready, hug for the back of your thighs, rock and roll 3-4 times, the length of your space, the length of your mat. Let's come to boat pose, Navasana. So boat pose starts with sit bones into the earth. Your feet can press into the mat. Your toes can press into the mat. Maybe they're slightly lifted and you're gripping or just pressing to the outside of your thighs, or maybe your palms are released out forward. All these options, you can dip your toes, reach your arms out, you can lift your legs and press into the thighs. Send your chest high, maybe gaze toward that top corner of the room, hug your elbows in. Let's take a deep breath here. Exhale it out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Another option is just dropping the palms behind you. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly cross the ankles. Come over the knees. Find your tabletop pose, cat-cow, in your own body. Feel the lubrication of the spine. Find your cat-cows. Maybe add some organic movement. Keep it rolling. Maybe flip the grip of the elbows side to side. Bend the elbows. Wonderful. All right. Dip the hips towards the heel. Find a child's pose, knees out wide, palms out in front, forehead to the mat. Press the top of the forehead into the earth. See if you can find some length down the back side of the back of the neck. Now start to walk your right palm or your both palms towards the right side of your mat. Get a nice outside side body stretch from the pinky finger all the way to the hip. Send the hips towards the back of the space. Walk your fingers back towards center. Take a breath there. And then walk them all the way to the left side of your mat. Come back through center. Press your palms into the mat so much so that your forearms lift off the ground, your elbows, your biceps are strengthening as they're holding position in the air. Rock to that top part of your forehead, just where like the hairline meets the skin. Open up the back line of the neck. Press the shins into the mat, the tops of the feet. Find a couple breaths in this engaged child's pose. Feel your back body ignite strength with strength. And then roll onto the forearms and the shins. Press into the palms once again. And come to a seat. Let's find Janu Shirshasana, which is a split leg stretch. So bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. So it's almost like you're making a check mark with your legs. First, we'll take this in 3 different ways. So the first one, even if you have a block, you can push it out in front of you. And so the block will be like parallel to your hips out in front, or just the place that you're looking towards. On an inhale, lift your fingers to the sky. And then exhale, reach out to that block or just towards that area. Sit your sit bones into the mat and bring your heart through the biceps, almost like a little back bend in the back body. And then slowly bend into the elbows. Hinge forward from the hips. Maybe you release your palms up to the sky, the backs of the palm, the backs of the hands are in the earth. Maybe the forearms are grounded, elbows bent. Maybe they're on top of your block. I scooted the block closer to me to achieve that. You're folding forward over the bent leg. And then press the palms back into the earth, rise through the chest. So in that position, we are folding over our shin. So now inhale, fingers to the sky, and about a 45-degree twist over towards the center of your chest, towards the center of your foot, or like that middle toe. So you're twisting gently to the right. Inhale, fingers high. Exhale, palms reach for the toes, the back of the calf. You can even use your strap here, maybe on the underside of the foot. Bend into the elbows, and then release the chest towards the earth. Send the crown of the head towards the right foot. So slight tuck of the chin, get some extra opening in the back line of the neck. On an inhale, start to unwind the spine, come back to a tall seat. Now we'll take a third bend, this time lateral. So you can always bring a block to the outside of your right thigh or knee. Come back to squared off in the hips. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, you can bring your block underneath the elbow, bend the elbow, let the side of the face rest on the elbow, left fingers go up and over, nice side body opening. Send your left hip, glue that to the mat. Reach your left fingers nice and long up and over. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can lower your block, or maybe even reach your right palm towards the feet or the ankle, or maybe even find your strap into the left palm. Find your breath. On an inhale, come all the way up. Let's find our supported side plank from here. Drop the left palm into the earth. Roll onto the left shin. Reach the right foot out towards the back end of your mat. Right fingers towards the sky. Really press the outside edge of your right foot into the mat. Gaze down towards your left palm. Make sure you're in alignment so that your shoulders are stacked and your palm is supporting you right underneath. You can stay here or inhale, lift that foot, back foot off the earth, and drop the right bicep to frame the right side of the face. Reach from heel all the way to fingers. Take a deep breath here. Let it go. Again, breathe in and out. Drop that right foot, come all the way to a gate pose transition. Right palm to the outside of the right thigh, up and over with the left. Really glue that left shin into the earth. Maybe gaze down to the right toes to open up the back side of the left side of the neck. Let's do that again. Drop the left palm to a supported side plank pose. Maybe your right bicep frames the face and your back foot lifts. Reach here all the way from your heel to your fingers. On an exhale, drop that back foot. Drop the right palm to the outside of the leg, up and over with the left. Gaze down to the right foot. Slowly release the left palm back down to the mat. Maybe the right palm, and then come back to seated on your glutes. Let's swap out again to that separate leg stretch. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh this time. Send your block out in front of you. Hips are square towards that direction. Or just maybe your gaze is fixed on a little part in front of you. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, palms face down. Reach for that block. Send your chest through your biceps. Gaze up, take an inhale breath. Exhale, slowly release. Maybe the block comes a little closer to you for your forearms. Relax the chin towards the chest, the face towards the earth. Try and find evenness in the hips. So gluing both hips to the earth, finding that center position to where you feel the stretch coming from both sides of the low back. On an inhale, come all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Breathe in, fingers to the sky, and then twist towards heart center, towards that middle toe. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, palms reach out towards the ankle, the toes, maybe the backs of the calves, or maybe you grab for your strap underneath the foot. Releasing the chest and the face towards the earth, towards the leg. On an inhale, come all the way up. And then put your block to the outside of your thigh. Fingers to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, bend the left elbow, prop up the face. Right arm reaches out and up over to the toes. Try and press your right glute, your right hip into the ground. Maybe open up towards the right sky, gazing towards the right forearm or the bicep or out long in front. Maybe here you lower your block, maybe even use your strap, bring it into the right palm. When you're ready, slowly release. And let's find that supported half plank by rolling onto that front shin, the bent shin, right palm into the mat. Left fingers stack, so gaze down to your right wrist. Make sure it's not too far out or too far in. You want it right in that Goldilocks state, wrist under, elbow under shoulder. Left fingers to the sky. Press the outside edge of your left foot into the mat to open up to the side body. Option here to drop the left bicep to frame the face. Maybe even lifting the left heel off the mat, finding your supported side plank. Find a deep breath as you send the back heel towards the opposite direction of the reach of your fingers. Full breath, breathe in. Let it go. Find the transition, drop the left foot, left palm to the outside of the thigh, right fingers up and over. Really press that supporting shin, the right shin into the mat, maybe the tops of the feet on the right into the mat, the outside edge of your left foot pressed into the mat. Let's transition again. Exhale, right palm to the earth. Maybe lift that left foot, left palm reaches out long in one long line of energy. Nice balance, everyone. Transition again. Inhale, drop the left foot, lift through the upper body, and then up and over with the right. On an inhale, windmill the hands all the way to the earth. Find your child's pose once again. Knees out wide, toes behind you, palms to the earth. Long arms. Maybe rock your head side to side. Now, cactus your arms out to either side. On an inhale, you can press your fingertips into the earth and use that as leverage, bending into the elbows, using that to lift the chest off the mat. Press the belly into the floor as you breathe in. Breathe out, come all the way back down. Let's take some rolling inhales and exhales just like that. So inhale, press into the finger pads and then slowly lift your chest off the mat. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale once again, rise the chest and then the face. Maybe you come a little bit deeper into your back bend. Exhale, slowly release. Again, breathe in. Peel yourself off the floor. And then dip your right shoulder. So your face is going to move towards the left on an exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Your chest is lifted. Exhale, dip your left shoulder. Gaze towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dip the right shoulder. Gaze left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, dip the left shoulder. Gaze left. So your chest isn't coming all the way down. It's almost just like you're playing into your left and right shoulder sides. Every inhale and exhale. So do that a couple times. Just feel it into your body. And when you're ready to release, let the chest go. Stack the palms and rest the forehead on the back of the palms. Elbows out wide, alligator pose. Bend the knees, sway them side to side, or sway the feet side to side. Replace the feet back into the mat. Bring the arms long down the sides. Press the forehead into the earth. And on an inhale, lift your right foot off the mat. Press the tops of your palms into the earth to help balance. Exhale, release the right foot back into the earth. On an inhale, lift the left foot off the mat. Maybe the shin and the knee and maybe a little bit of the thigh comes with it. Exhale it down. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift the left leg or right leg off the mat. Exhale, slowly let it go. Again, inhale, breath, left leg off the mat. Exhale it down. Again, inhale, right side. Maybe you start to bring the fullness of your leg off the earth. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, left leg. Let it go. Now this time, inhale, lift both legs off the mat. Maybe this starts to peel your front chest off the earth. Maybe you use your palms as leverage into the ground, or you lift them and almost like you're flying above the city, reaching your palms long behind you, lifting through the chest, lifting through the feet. Take breath here. Let it go. Find that alligator posture once again. Let's try that one more time. Reach the palms long behind you. Feet are about hips width distance. When you're ready, inhale. Maybe you start with the front body, lifting the chest off the mat, and then lifting the feet off the mat, or vice versa. Squeezing the palms towards center, gazing forward and down to alleviate any tension on the back of the neck. Take a full breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then lower yourself to the ground. Elbows out wide. forehead to the back of palms. Bend your left knee towards the outside edge of your mat. You can bring your right cheek to the earth. Cactus your arms out in either direction as you gaze towards the left. Bending into that left knee, your right leg is straight. Release the left leg back towards center. This time bend your right knee. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Your gaze is towards the right. Your right knee is bent. Left leg is straight. Your arms can go out to either side in a goalpost cactus position. Come back to center. Bring your forehead to the mat. This time bend your knees. Your knees are about hips width distance apart. Send your fingers towards the back of the space. And on an inhale breath, lift through the chest. Bend your knees, maybe even lift the tops of your thighs. Reach your fingers towards the back of your space. If you have long arms, if you've opened up just enough to be able to grab onto the feet, you can do that here as well. With every inhale, kicking into the palms, lifting through the chest. With every exhale, settling just a little bit, and then finding the rise again with your breath. Do that movement a couple times, and then try and find the stillness. Even if your palms are not connected to your feet, you can still feel the rise and fall of the belly, the reach of the palms, maybe a depth by lifting into the chest. Find another breath, and then slowly release to the earth. Take a breath here, and then flip over to the backside. Hug the knees into the chest. Find happy baby, soles of the feet to the sky. Bring the knees back towards center. Drop the toes, then scoot your hips towards the left. Knees up again, and then drop them towards the right side of your space. So both knees together. Simple twist here. You can release your left arm out long. Roll the left hip back towards center. Give yourself a squeeze, and then drop the toes. Shift your knees to the sky, and then drop them to the left. Simple twist. When you're ready, bring everything back to the midline. Take any final movements. And then melt your way into final Shavasana, taking up all the space you need on your mat. Let the jaw fall away from the roof of the mouth. The eyes close or lower the gaze. Release the breath and be in this moment. Start to deepen your breath. And again, feel the fullness of the chest and then the belly, or the belly and the chest. Feel the release with the breath out. Move the toes, the fingers. Allow yourself that full body stretch. And then roll to either side, finding fetal position. Press yourself up gently to a tall seat. And let's take a moment to reclaim our breath with the 3 cleansing collective inhales and exhales. So find a nice tall seat. Palms can be on the thighs, at heart center, or maybe out to the sides. Lengthen through the crown of the head to reawaken the spine. Release the breath from your lips. Take an inhale breath together through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, breathe in. Let it go. Breathe in. Exhale. Thank you for joining our practice today. I hope that you go in peace. You go in that moment, that sensation of feeling into the breath and feeling into the body and feeling connected by doing so. Take care, everyone. Have a great Sunday, and I hope to see you again soon.